What happens when you mix memoir with music, video, and words? You get Multimedia Manifesto. And when you reflect through as well as about media composing, you get moments like these, captured on screen. I'm searching for some sound. There's a shared response with the machine. Let's play a YouTube clip. Let's adjust this a little bit. Let's think about how to arrange these pieces. About scale and movement, focus, time. Let's get a feel for the music, for the mood. Let's play with this image, create what we want to say with these materials. Layers, shapes, words that launch us into memory. When I was about 6, I went to the 12 Gates Free School, and this was in the 60s. It was a hippie school. The only rule was the teachers couldn't tell you what to do. We wandered downtown, scouring the city. But I soon had to go to public school, and I was still just 6, and the first thing I did was say shit, and had my mouth washed out with soap. My first question is personal. What one thing would you change about education? My teaching memories start with 1993, my first time in a computer classroom. I put my PC disk in a Mac and erased my syllabus on the first day. That accident was the warm sun on my face. The response was electric. Do you want to reformat? Just click OK. The second memory weaves together teaching and composing beyond words. We learned to layer ideas with images, sounds, language. We learned to mark up text and talk to servers to write the web. We learned to code to help the web write back. Which leads to an affirmation. Digital composing is comfortable with learning to learn, with technical play, with ephemera, disappearance, with tweak first, theorize later, with what we call emergence, that edge where chaos and composing come together as creativity plays out. But we still made claims and drew conclusions. Our thinking is like a network. The computer will democratize literature, writing, education. This changes everything. This is total disruption. And it was instantiation of theories, post-structural networks, fluid texts, shifting authors. We saw the electronic word and realized the critical creation dichotomy automatically breaks down in a digital world. In the 90s, we were hacking away at the web, trying to make it writable, which brings us to the do-it-yourself attitude of the digital, the studio or shop class suited for tweaking and turning materials, for working with hands and minds. So my introduction to formalized education was rough, but I still had some wonderful teachers. In second grade, on another first day, Mrs. Buchanan told me, "Stick to your guns when you think you're right." Looking past the ratty hair and backing the new kid, she showed me that learning is about risk and trust. In digital history, this piece on screen is 2003, and this is multimedia taking root. This moment is a response to programs like iMovie and the lowering of technical hurdles. This is the prosumer push. Full throttle. My best class ever was Autoshop in high school. My mentor, Erwin Schlock, taught me to recognize poetry in mechanical things, life lessons like torque, applied to metal bolt, the breaking point, the backing off, the just right moment. Which leads me to another question. What should be our teaching philosophy? The digital should be a place for experimentation, a place where you can try something. Who knows what will happen? We can all reflect on and practice creative response. Every project should be a revelation. It's okay not to know how to do something. It's okay to make mistakes. When I first went to college, I brought my Mexican mesh bag, stocked for the beach, frisbee, sandals. When I took a second crack at a university, a teacher, Mike Fisher, taught me to write about ideas. I thought I'd take on deconstruction. I felt like literature didn't dissolve anything, but generated being through insights and emotions, thoughts, too deep for tears. Then I started teaching with computers and found the bubble. Here, my life memories merge with my recollections of a field. I think of John Slayton, who taught me about texts and codes and working with those we love. We are the lab discipline of the humanities, the place where art, music, film, and story are cast together, where beliefs are created in response to the material world. The river is moving. Our writing is mixing. We come to the connotational space still slick with linguistics, but I'm talking about extending the beating in the veins and tracing it all the way through software and symbol and sound and soundboard and keyboard. We find in the connotational space flowing image edge amid desktop under glass. We cast texts and songs and lights and people. I'm rolling toward the final question of the techno poet. Oh, do not ask. Must we always manifesto? The question's rhetorical. This moment is now emerging. Should we use this YouTube clip we found? The question's rhetorical. How could we not? It's a part of the story, the memoir, the performance. This is the 23rd take of a live improvisation, 23 takes among hundreds of unsaved instances coming and going like the folding edge of time. This is me typing into the take. This is you watching. This is me talking over the take, us listening, clicking, moving sound, beating, playing with the band, imagining us reworking the 23rd take of a 10-minute moment. I used to think the prosumer approach was important for teaching. Of course it is. But what I've learned is that the prosumer is not about school. It's about everybody making everything. That means me and you. You don't create the prosumer. You prosume. You don't study digital composing. You perform it. Must we always manifesto? Yes. The question is, who will speak and what will we say as we cast our creations into the mix? The question is, what will we say? We will say that words crash and sweep and wave, light speaks and sounds have shape. Do we write these waves and shapes with our machines? Yes. Do we blow them into being like glass? Yes. Look closely, the surface, still liquid and light, refracts. And when we bring the shimmering thing here before us, we will say to beauty, this is truth. And we will say, don't watch your mouth, watch the bubble.